Hey guys, let's get started with this lower body Pilates standing roll down. You're gonna fold over your legs as you roll down, scoop the belly in, slowly back up to standing. Keep that rib cage core engaged. Roll down, bend those knees at the bottom, lift the pelvis, scoop your belly in. And one more time, deep breath in, exhale, roll it down. Fold at the bottom and super slow, come up. Good. Now let's go back down to the mat. And we're gonna do some kneeling hip twists. So tuck your pelvis under with one foot in front, rotate towards the knee that's in front, and then hinge at your hips, reaching that arm up towards the ceiling, open the chest, and rotate back to start. Keep those glutes squeezed as you get back up and hinge at your hips. Switch legs, squeeze your glutes, rotate at the waist and bend, reaching that arm up, and return back to center. Twist, hinge, reach that arm up. And one more, twist, hinge, get a really good stretch, and back up to start. Now let's put our hands and knees onto the mat, and let's do some hip cars. So bending your knee, you're gonna rotate clockwise and counterclockwise, but keep your hips steady, bracing the core, pull the rib cage in and up. And this is gonna help clear out all the gunk from your hips. And switch sides, rotate clockwise and counterclockwise. Keep your knee bent, calf is glued to the hamstring while you're trying to make big circles with your knee without lifting the hips. Now let's lay on our stomach. We're gonna do leg raises. So just lift up that right leg, keep it straight, squeeze that glute, lift. Lift, keep that belly button pulled in and up, and lift, extend that leg nice and long, switch legs, squeeze, keep those abs in nice and tight even though we're laying on our stomach. And now you're gonna bend your other leg, lift that heel up towards the ceiling, squeeze your butt, and up. Switch legs, flex the other foot, lift that heel up towards the ceiling, squeezing your butt. And now feet together, heels are together, toes apart, and we're gonna do frog lifts. So squeeze your butt and try to lift those knees off of the floor, squeezing your butt. Lift those thighs off of the floor as best as you can. And up, hold and up, hold it up here and pulse, 2, up, up, pulse it up, squeeze, and relax. Now laying on our side, we're gonna do leg brushes. Bend your knee up and kick that leg up, lower it straight down. Keep those abs in nice and tight, rib cage is off of the floor. Pull it in, extend up, lower it down. And now reverse. So you're gonna lift it straight up, bend the knee in, and brush that foot down the leg. Lift it up, bend the knee in, brush it down the leg, keeping that core nice and tight. Next, we're gonna do some leg lifts. You're gonna point your toe on the way up, flex your foot on the way down. Keep that leg nice and long. Point your toe as you lift your leg up, flex your foot on the way back down. So you should feel that leg stretching and lengthening, and keep your abs pulled in and up. And try to avoid resting your side on to the floor. Now bend your knees in. We're gonna do some clam. You're gonna have your feet underneath your hips, open out, and slowly close those knees back together. Rotate at the hip to open the knee out, and slowly bring it back down. Now we're gonna add a kick to it. So when you open up, kick it out, open up, kick, open up, kick it out. So you're really getting into those hips. And now let's do our adductors. So take that top leg over the bottom leg. Bottom leg stays straight, flex the foot, and you're gonna lift up and down, leading with the heel. Keep those abs nice and tight. And lead up with the heel. Keep going. And hold it up, pulse it up. Pulse, keep pulsing it. Lift, 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 lift. Lift it, lift it. Keep going. And good. Let's switch sides. So now we're going to start back to where we were with the leg brushes. Just slide your foot up the thigh, kick your leg up, and extend it on the way down. Brush it up, kick it out, and slowly lower it down. Make that leg longer each time that you kick out and lower down. And pull that rib cage in. Now we're going to reverse it. Lift it straight up, bend it in, slowly brush it down. Kick it up, bring it in, and brush it down. Almost. Great job. And now we're going to point and flex our feet. Point on the way up, flex on the way down. Brace that core. And keep that rib cage in and up. Elongate that leg. Now we're going to do our clams. Bend your knees in, open, and slowly close. So you should really feel those hips working now. Rotate out, close it. And now let's add a kick to really work that hips. You'll probably notice one side is a little more flexible than the other, and that's okay. Keep those abs in nice and tight. And now let's work on our adductors. So top leg comes over the bottom leg stays straight, flex that foot, lead with the heel, pull your belly button in and up, rib cage is off of the floor, lift and lower, lift and lower, and pulse it up, 2, 3, 4, keep pulsing. Pulse it, pulse it, pulse it. We really want to work and burn out those inner thighs. Pulse it up, lead with the heel. And good, relax. Let's go to our bridging series. Have your feet hip bone width apart. Heels are on to the floor. Tuck your pelvis under, lead with the tailbone. Squeeze your butt as you lift up. Brace that core, pull the rib cage in too. And lower down one vertebrae at a time. So as you lift up, you're peeling your spine one vertebrae off the floor at a time. And as you come back down, you're going to imprint your spine one vertebrae at a time. And hold it up here. We're going to pulse. So you're squeezing your butt. Pulse it up, up, up. Keep it going, send those hips up, and slowly lower it down. So now let's switch our foot position. We're gonna have V feet, heels together, toes apart, same thing. Tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your butt, lift up. So it's going to help tone up your butt and hamstrings while strengthening your lower back and your core. Who doesn't want that? Drive those heels through the floor, tuck your pelvis under, squeeze your butt, lift, 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 one vertebrae at a time, and lower it down one vertebrae at a time. And hold it up here, pulse it up. Keep pulsing, pulse those hips up, squeeze those glutes, squeeze them up, up, and lower it down. Now feet wide apart. So these are about mat width apart. Toes are slightly flared out. Same thing. Tuck your pelvis under. Lead with the tailbone. Lift up and lower down one vertebrae at a time. Keep that core nice and tight. Squeeze those glutes. Lead with that tailbone. That way you're going to get better articulation of the spine. You're going to get better movement and better core activation. Just a little bit more. Hold it up, pulse it up. Squeeze your butt up, up, up. Pulse it up. Work those glutes and legs. Lower it down. All right, let's try our hand at single leg to really isolate the side. So you're lifting one leg up, tuck your pelvis under, drive the heel through the floor with that stable leg. And you're keeping your foot in line with your hip bone. So you don't want your foot too narrow or too wide apart. Lift and hold it up. We're going to pulse it up, pulse it up. So if you didn't feel it with 2 feet, hopefully you're feeling it with this one. And now keep those hips up. We're going to lower and raise that leg. Squeeze your butt. Drive that heel through the floor and elongate that lift leg. And lower it down. Switch sides. Tuck your pelvis under. Squeeze your butt. Lift and lower. Lift and lower those hips. Brace that core. Squeeze your butt. Lead with the tailbone, even though it's a single leg. And hold it up. Pulse. Pulse it up. Pulse it up. Squeeze your butt. Drive that heel through the floor. And lower and raise your leg. Reach that leg out long. Lower and lift. Reach that leg out nice and long. Keep those hips up. And relax. Whew, good job. Okay, so now we're going to have our legs in a tabletop position. Arms out to the side. Spinal twist. Use that core. You're going to drop your knees over to one side. Use that core to pull it back up to center. Drop your knees over to one side and pull it back up to center. Keep those shoulders planted into the floor and arms are out to the side like a letter T. Keep that waist working. This also helps stretch out the hips after all those bridges and those side leg raises that we did. Abs nice and tight. Just a little bit more. And good, relax. All right, so now laying on your back, we're gonna do rolling up to a straight leg, sit up, forward bend. So keep those abs nice and tight, tuck the pelvis under, hug the knees in, roll back, roll it up and reach forward for those feet. Press those legs straight out and reach. Tuck your pelvis under, roll it back, shoot those legs straight forward, get a good stretch, and that's it.